You're barking on MPW Digital, presented by Heath Riles Barbecue. I'm Landon, and welcome into this Thursday edition of the show. If you're watching on YouTube, got a little bit of a different setup today. I mentioned my office is taking over with baby stuff at the moment, which is a great thing, but it does kind of make it hard with things moving around. So we got a different backup. We got the background of some of the Disney mugs over here. You can see. So anyway, I apologize for that background. But very excited for you guys to join us today for this Thursday edition of the show. We're going to be talking about Mississippi State and also just the SEC baseball tournament in general. Talking about Mississippi State and their early exit yesterday against Texas A&M, along with kind of what we're looking at for the rest of the SEC tournament, kind of the thoughts going forward there. So a lot of good stuff to get into as we get into this Memorial Day weekend. And look, I hope that you are smoking something good on the grill. You got some good on the smoker or on the grill. Hey, if you are smoking this weekend or even just thinking about it, let me encourage you to use Heath Riles. Heath Riles, presenting sponsor of the show. It's home to award-winning rubs, seasonings, glazes, sauces, marinades, created by 81-time barbecue grand champion Heath Riles, who just won the grand champion of Memphis in May. Heath is just tremendous. But his products are trusted by so many pit masters and backyard cooks alike, just like me. I use his hot barbecue rub on some wings that I threw on the grill that were fantastic. My wife didn't really like a lot of spice, which is odd because she married me, and I'm a spicy fella, you know. But I love the kick, and it wasn't like overwhelmingly hot, but it gave good flavor and a really good color to it as well. So would encourage you to try that. Now, here's the deal. If you've never tried it before, and you want to enhance flavor for your next barbecue competition or just are looking to impress Memorial Day, grill with confidence, season like a pro. Get 10% off of your next order at heathrilesbarbecue.com whenever you enter our promo code DAWGS10 at checkout, DAWGS10 at checkout, all one word. Get 10% off. We always are thankful for Heath Riles every single time we enter into the show. And look, also we want to thank our sponsors at ARPA's. They're in Starkville, in the heart of the Cotton District. Jose and his team are dedicated to give you a great experience at ARPA's. If you're a coffee person, you got to try ARPA's. It's Venezuelan coffee. It's unique. If you're not a coffee person, you still got to try ARPA's because they have great food and drinks as well. A Venezuelan kind of kick on things. Again, you will not regret it. ARPA's, I've heard many people say, like different occasions, that ARPA's is one of the most hidden gems in Starkville, and I agree with that. And we'll give you 15% off anytime you go to ARPA's today, tomorrow, the next day. You can use this code unlimited amount of times by letting them know, hey, whenever you're ready to check out, hey, I'd love the MyDawgsPod 15% off discount. And just for being a listener of the show, you get 15% off. Not a bad deal, man. Not a bad deal at all. Again, especially if you've never tried it. What's so bad about trying something and getting cash off of it compared to somebody else right beside you? So give ARPA's a try. You will not regret it. Excellent stuff there for Jose and his family. And hey, look, as we go through this, this SEC baseball tournament, I'll tell you what, Ace Reese has really upped his NIL for next season. I think. He has just been so good. He's the SEC newcomer of the season. He has been unbelievable. I think his hit streak is at 2021 or something. Is that something crazy? But Ace Reese definitely is earning a lot more cash for NIL for next season. In fact, he might even become rich. But what does it mean to be rich? Maybe it's less about reaching a magic number, more about discovering the magic in life. Skip Langley is your Batesville, Mississippi, Edward Jones financial advisor, serving clients in the area and across the state of Mississippi. You can count on him for financial strategies that can help you support a life you love, because the key to being rich is knowing what counts. So contact him today at 662-563-9843. And together, you can find your rich. Edward Jones, member SIPC. So again, very thankful for all of our sponsors. But let's get into Mississippi State and Texas A&M. So yesterday, A&M just destroyed Mississippi State. After the first inning, State got a double and bunted over a guy on second, so that whenever Ace Reese got up to hit, he'd have a runner in scoring positions. Ace Reese strikes out looking, and from there it was just bad news. And then Hunter Hines does get on and has an opportunity with two men on base, and is just not able to make the most of it. He pops out to end the inning. and State loses the game ultimately, but they had plenty of opportunities. I mean, State left 9 runners on base throughout the game. Ryan McPherson started the game and struck out three of A&M's players to start the game. But that was really it. Like after that, it just kind of all went downhill, and it really started to fall apart there in the second inning as A&M took a 4-0 lead, and then Jace, what is it, Laviolette, I believe is his name, hit a grand slam and put him up 6-0, and it just felt like State was in a spot where they had to try to climb back in it throughout the rest of the game, and they were never able to get going on the offensive side of the ball. Again, left runner stranded. But the thing is, like, sometimes that I feel like that gets overstated, because it is important to mention that you had runners on base and they weren't able to get there. And, had they been able to hit a base hit, they could have scored too. And while that might be true, it's never the part of it that's never brought up is the other team, like the other team having runners left on base and the other team having runners stranded. Like that, it could have gone either way. So I guess what I'm saying is, it's easy to say, well, State had 9 runners on base, should have won that game. Maybe, but then you also got to look at other teams that had, runners on base as well. They could have easily also come back to win the game as well, or furthered their lead. So now State gets in a spot where they're one and done in Hoover, and they have not done well in Hoover in the past couple of years. And to be fair, it hasn't really mattered that they have not done well in Hoover, because in the end, like, they've had a spot in a regional, they've been in a spot where they're hosting, or their second spot is locked up. This season, it would have been really nice for State to get a couple of wins. I mean, that we mentioned that, like, what does State need to do in Hoover? I said that they need to win 2 games, win against A&M, win against LSU, and then kind of try to lock up a 2 seed. Unfortunately, I think State is going to be a 3 seed. There's several different websites that are kind of projecting him, and Kendall Rogers actually, even before the loss versus A&M, had Mississippi State as a 3 seed in the Tallahassee regional, so Florida State obviously hosting. They're the number 11 overall seed. West Virginia as the 2, State as the 3, and Bethune-Cookman as the 4. And that'd be it there in Tallahassee. The good side of things was State at, maybe at best would be projected as the number 2 seed in the Eugene regional. So Oregon number 1, State 2, Cincinnati 3, Nevada 4. And I think that's a better looking regional. I mean, even though Oregon's a very good team, don't get me wrong, but and they had a 9-1 record in quad 1 games. Like, their RPI is 12. I mean, they're a really good team, 41-13 overall. Like, Oregon would not have been a fun team to face, but then you go, okay, well, at least you got Nevada and Cincinnati as options. If I'm State, like, I don't know if I'd love having to go play against Florida. Florida State's not as good of a team as Oregon is, but then West Virginia there at the 2. So I don't know. Now, again, we won't find out for certain until Monday. So Monday at 11 a.m. Central on ESPN2, the selection show will be broadcasted there. And over there on Memorial Day. And so, as I mentioned, the Bulldogs are projected to be a 3 seed. I'd be surprised if they were a 4. I think they're going to be a 3. The thing for State is that even as a 3 seed, like, they can be dangerous. But there's this double side of the coin. Like, we've seen where State, take a game versus A&M has just gotten mopped. Now, A&M, to remember, they have 2 of the active D1 home run hitters on their team, 2 of them in their lineups. Like, they're a home run hitting team. And if you watch Hunter Hines anytime, he's been at State for a long time, now the all-time leading home run leader. But some of those guys who hit the long ball, I mean, think of Dakota Jordan last season. A lot of power, but like a lot of strikeouts, a lot of pop-ups, because they're going for that big hit every time. And A&M had one too many of those guys there in the lineup. But you do wonder, like, okay, well, if State gets in a situation where they don't have as many big home run hitters in the lineup, like, would that be more? That's more beneficial. But I don't know. Overall, and at the end of the day, State fans are just looking to kind of almost run out the clock, because they know this is not where things are going to stay forever. Like, in the end, this season's going to end. State is going to hire somebody else to be the head coach, and there's a lot of different theories on who that might be. Might be the young man not really young man, but might be the guy out of Oregon. Is it Wojciechowski? Mike Wojciechowski? Not Mike Wojciechowski. Different guy. Kevin O'Connor from Virginia is a guy. There's rumors that last year Selman met with him during the regional to gauge interest. I don't know if that's true. I don't have enough collateral to know if that's a true statement from people. But it is going to be interesting to see where things go. And now at this point, I think if you're looking towards next season, which State fans should, I mean, you should not expect State to come out of this regional. Just at this point, you have nothing to lose. State has nothing to lose. They weren't expected to be here. They weren't expected to be in this game, or even in the regional, the postseason. So just by getting here, I understand like State fans are used to being able to be in the regional, and they're used to aiming to host or kind of at least being in the conversation. I understand all that. But the fact of the matter is that's not the case for this season. This season, this team should not have even gone to a regional. They were dead in the water. And then all of a sudden they have roared back. And they have an opportunity to just go in and cause chaos. Because, again, no one expected them to get this far. So why not? This is not a situation where State fans are used to. Mississippi State fans are not used to having the advantage of, hey, I'm just going to take a free shot. We're not expected to be here. We're not supposed to be here in this regional, but we're going to take advantage of it the best we can. State fans are not used to that. They're used to saying, okay, well, we're hosting, or in the conversation of hosting. We're supposed to get to a super regional. We're supposed to get to Omaha. That's not the case this season. So if you get there, it's all the more sweeter, but that's not something that's a ready expectation for your team. And so I think, honestly, if you're a Mississippi State fan, that's something you have to look forward to. You don't have to worry about, man, we should be here, we should be there. You weren't supposed to be anywhere. You were supposed to be, down in Gulf Shores, taking it easy for the summer, and not in the position that they're in now. So I think State fans do have to realize that as they go on, that they should be thankful even that they got to this point. And they hadn't done well in Hoover, so I don't know anybody who was expecting them to go on a big long run. A lot of upgrades need to be made to this team, and I'm interested to see where things go, and really interested to see our Monday edition of the show. We will talk about kind of look at the bracket, kind of see where teams are, where State is selected, and really kind of look at the matchups in depth Monday afternoon. So very excited about that. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to look at, if you're watching on video, we're going to pull up a shared screen of the SEC bracket, kind of where things stand as of Thursday morning. Texas A&M and Auburn will have played by the time this comes out. So we will be back here in just a moment after these few messages from MPW Digital.
All MPW Digital podcasts are brought to you by our friends at Parish Brewing Company, located in the heart of Cajun country in Broussard, Louisiana. Parish Brewing Company's simple goal is to make awesome craft brewed beer, and they do it remarkably well. The doctor is introducing their new go-to IPA, Dr. Juice. It's a highly crushable juice bomb, dry hopped with a blend of their favorite hand-selected hops from the Yakima Valley in Washington. Dr. Juice's drinkability is sneaky good, considering it clocks in at 6% ABV. The pour glows a rich cantaloupe hue with a thick frosted haze, soft mouthfeel, an aroma and taste that's full of passion fruit, papaya, and blood orange, making it drink like a glass of freshly squeezed juice. They also have Ghost in the Machine. It's a double IPA brewed with obscene quantities of hand-selected Citra hops from Yakima Valley. Expect pungent grapefruit flavors and aromas, tropical fruit, less harsh bitterness than most IPAs. Again, it's Parish Brewing Company. Wherever you get your beer, check out Parish. Make sure that you look for them, because any beer that you get from Parish is going to be absolutely outstanding. Thank you from MPW Digital. We're brought to you by Easy Hemp Company. Easy is a hemp-infused sparkling water. It's a guilt-free alcohol alternative, a natural way to relax and unwind. It's all natural. Made with real fruit, no added sugar, low calories, gluten-free. One 12-ounce can of Easy has 3 milligrams of THC. With Easy, it's easy to avoid the gummy scare and control your experience. So change the can, not the ritual. It's easy. Visit easyhempco.com to view the Easy Finder to find Easy near you. Easy is Farm Bill compliant with hemp derived from THC, CBD extracts. Easy is for people 21 and older. Enjoy responsibly.
The SEC baseball tournament, kind of who is remaining, kind of where things are. Oklahoma's bullpen's been really good. Oklahoma's been the surprise of it all thus far, getting as far as they've gotten. If A&M's able to beat Auburn, I think they would probably surpass that. A&M was swept by Missouri last weekend, and so again, if you're watching this, you have the benefit of knowing what happens in that game, so I won't go too far on that one. But anyway, being able to look at where things are at the moment, you got Tennessee and Texas this afternoon. It's going to be really hard for anyone to beat Texas, and Tennessee has been slipping as of late. And then Oklahoma for the 7:30 for the evening game tonight in Hoover. They're at the Met. Vanderbilt takes on Oklahoma. And again, if Oklahoma wins that one, would be a shock. I'd imagine the Vandy fellas win that one. Although I didn't pick Oklahoma to beat Georgia, and that happened. Which, just to mention, if you're again State fan thinking about head coach, Wes Johnson just signed an extension that takes him through 2031 there at Georgia. So I wouldn't count on him being the guy in Starkville. The buyout just got a little bit bigger. And then Ole Miss pulls off the win last night against Florida to win 3-1, advances today for tomorrow, for Friday, to play Arkansas. I like the way Ole Miss is playing. I would not be shocked to see them beat an Arkansas team that is good and has a very, very, very good bullpen. But something about Ole Miss has gotten some momentum here over the last little bit. And then the winner of A&M Auburn, again, that will already be done by the time this episode comes out. But the winner of that game will go to play LSU, unfortunately, Friday evening. And I'm telling you, the Saturday games, I'm really looking forward to. I mean, Sunday obviously will be great. But also, I really like this one game, take it all, this is it kind of thing. Just kind of getting down to the facts of it. It does kind of suck for the teams to go and lose one game and be gone. But it is kind of neat just to be like, okay, well, let's kind of get after it and kind of get it done. One and done. This is it. I mean, that's how NCAA in the March Madness tournament is. And I know basketball and baseball are different, but I do kind of like that. Like that, the stakes are really high in this. And of course, it'll be different whenever you get to the regional and super regional. But I have a hard time thinking that from this setup, that Texas does not win it all. But if not, I would not be shocked to see Ole Miss get to Saturday and possibly even beyond. We'll see as things go on. But Texas is just, I don't know how you beat them at this moment. State does have to be disappointed by everything here, but overall, again, they're playing with house money at this point. So let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to end up winning the SEC baseball tournament there in Hoover? Also, if you're ever in Hoover for the SEC championship, do yourself a favor. After the game's over, drive down the road like 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Go to Eugene's Hot Chicken, and you will not be disappointed. It is fantastic. If you're a hot chicken kind of guy, and I am. I'm an all chicken kind of guy, but hot chicken's fantastic. Do yourself a favor and do that. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Who do you think is going to end up winning the SEC baseball tournament overall? Is there someone that you'd pick that's kind of a not really a favorite? Is Texas not your pick to win? If so, who? Could Tennessee go on a run despite the fact they've been slipping? They're obviously a very talented team, and they did really well last year in Hoover. Also, follow us on Twitter. It's just at MyDawgsPod, and you can follow us there. You can let us know. Same thing, kind of where you think the tournament's going and who you think is going to end up winning. We thank you so much for always tuning in to the show. Had a short episode today, but we always thank you, as always, for tuning in to My Dogs Pod on MPW Digital, presented by Heath Riles Barbecue. Get yourself some delicious rub for this weekend, and smoke something, grill something. Also, tag us on Twitter. Let us know what you ended up cooking. We thank you guys, as always, for listening. We'll holler at you next time.